Today, we're going to be looking at Nike's new and improved Nike ZoomX Vaporfly Next Percent Marathon Racing Shoe with its re-engineered, completely new upper, brand new offset lacing, redesigned heel counter, upgraded midsole, and outsole. Let's get into it. So let's start with this upper. This upper is a translucent mesh, much like many of Nike's uppers lately, and it's rather see-through, so your sock game is going to have to be on point. So I have a pair of bright socks here. Well, that didn't work out well, but you can get the point. It shows up. You can change the color of the interior a little bit. I can kind of see it there. I got the orange one, which I don't know if I would actually wear these orange top socks with, well, it doesn't look too bad, green and orange. Regardless, you're going to have to up your sock game as I try and drop these $250 shoes. Yeah, so that's another thing before we get into upper more extensively. This shoe retails for $250. At least that's what I bought it for. But interestingly enough, the box actually says $275 US, which is what I thought it was going to be. But then when I went to purchase these from Feet Fleet, which is why I picked these up, that was $250. I mean, I'm fine with saving money, which is really honestly what the shoe should cost, which is what all the previous Vaporflies have costed. Anyways, back to this upper. This is a translucent mesh with a bunch of like square boxes in it, which I'm assuming is to add more rigidity. And this is Nike's Vaporweave material, which you can read there. And they've used this on the Next Percent as well as the Zoomfly 3. And this upper is extremely lightweight and breathable, and one of the benefits of it is that it holds a lot less water than any of the other Vaporfly models. So the original Vaporfly and the Vaporfly Flyknit, and yeah, which is great for everybody really. And they also have this protective material around the toe here. So if you drag your toe or something like that, it doesn't tear up the material. You have the exaggerated swoosh, which is just a fantastic detail. I really, really love that. And on the back of this shoe, you have the 8, and on the other shoe, you have Nike Running. So and then also another change from the other Vaporfly models is this really plush heel counter here, which is just really something that I wasn't expecting. It's a lot plusher than I thought it would be, and adds quite a bit of support to the heel, which is very nice. I haven't had any issues with lockdown. Of course, I'm going to have to run more in these to find out, but yeah, that's the up. Now let's go over the lacing structure on these shoes. As you can see, there is the offset lacing, which is supposed to be more ergonomic for your foot, and when I was wearing in this, I found it very comfortable. But the main thing that I really appreciate it for is lockdown. It provides a very, very nice lockdown on my foot at least. And then behind that, you have your tongue, which says Nike Vaporfly. And then on the side, you have little emblems like the track, checkered flag, Nike pinwheel, and a percent to match the percent measured in the lab and verified with medals and records. And then on the inside, you also have date and location. So if you have a really good PR, or it's your first marathon, half marathon in these shoes, you can write that in there. Also, something cool with the lace tips really quick, they're different. So one of them has a little Nike swoosh on it, and the other one's checkered. So moving on to the midsole, this is a completely redesigned midsole compared to the 4% and 4% Flyknit. The shape is different, the amount of foam that they used is different, and even the offset is considerably different than before. So starting out, they added more foam in the heel and quite a bit more foam in the forefoot, and that is of course Nike's ZoomX foam. They retain the carbon fiber plate just like the other one, and I ran in now 2 Vaporfly models, this one and the Flyknit version. I never owned the Flyknit version, but I ran in it at a running store, and I decided not to pick it up just because it was too unstable for me, which is something that I've heard a lot of people complain about with the previous model. But this one has, like I said, 15% more foam throughout the shoe, specifically in the forefoot, and that's to allow for greater compression for a stronger toe off. And that carbon fiber plate in there feels amazing, just like the other ones, but I found these to have a bit more pop than the other ones when you rock it off your strides, especially if you're a forefoot runner like me, because when I land about here in the shoe, and then my heel touches briefly, and then I launch off, and I think that's what this shoe is best for. I get a lot of sensation out of that carbon fiber plate, and I just feel like I'm flying in these shoes. So yeah, and then moving to the outsole, they have a redesigned traction pattern in the forefoot to allow for greater stability on wet terrain. And it also is a little thicker than previous models, making it a little more durable. In the heel, you have a mini swoosh, which is a little reflective. I don't know if you can tell that, but it's almost iridescent. Then you have the 2 strips of rubber here, which transfer over from the Vaporfly Elite, which is what this midsole reminds me a lot of. So that pretty much does it for this shoe here, the Nike Zoom Vaporfly Next Percent. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be showing you some footage of me running in this shoe just so you can kind of see what it looks like on feet. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and be on the lookout for my Nike Zoom Pegasus Turbo 2 video, where I go over my initial impressions on the shoe, how it feels to run on foot, and a very similar structured video to these. Alright, thanks everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.